Everyone, so today I just washed my face and I'm ready to go. I'm going to be recreating some glam from Margot Robbie, who I love. She's an amazing Australian actress. You probably know her from like Wolf of Wall Street, The Big Short, and some other stuff. Either way, I love her. I think she's awesome. I love her facial structure. I think sometimes we have like from certain angles we look kind of similar, so I wanted to recreate her glam and see how much I could look like her, and I thought it'd be really fun, so let's just jump right in and I will show you the picture I'm going to use to copy her. Now, you just saw me blur my face with the YSL Blur Primer. I'm really into that. I'm going to buy a big bottle because I just got the small sample from Sephora. Now it's time for concealer and foundation. If you already know my routine, this is just the way I go. Because I have a few breakouts coming in, like right around here, I'm going to use this green color correcting concealer from NYX, and if you don't know, green cancels out red, so that's what I'm using on the red bumps that I have, and I'm just going to go in as a spot treatment and put my foundation and regular concealer over it. I have the classic Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I am shade Fair Neutral. Of course, my sample size of the Fenty Pro Filter Foundation. I'm shade 150 in this. It's my new obsession actually, and I'm going to buy the full size because I like it that much. I just feel like it's really matte, it goes on well, it doesn't really look like cakey like you're wearing makeup. I'm a huge fan, and it lasts all day too. To prime my eyelids for what's to come and just to really take care of any little lingering discoloration around my eyes, I'm going in with the Age Rewind Concealer from Maybelline. This stuff is also great drugstore buy, but it has amazing coverage, and I love it as an eye primer. Like, it doesn't crease, it stays on. Really big fan. I'm in the shade Fair for this one. So you just twist it up when it comes up, apply it on the lids. And I like to take it down on the sides a little just so that I don't have any discoloration, and I just blend it out with my finger. Going in with a fluffy blush brush, that's so hard to say, blush brush, and Tarte blush in the shade Party with a bunch of A's, which I think is funny. It's a really universal pink. I think it's cute. Of course, we're going to tap in like this and then tap tap off the side. In the photo I'm looking at, Margot's cheekbones are really nicely defined, so I'm going in with my Tarteist Pro Glow Contour Palette, of course, with this one. It does have another contour that's a cream contour, but I'm just way more into the powder. So just jumping right in. It is okay if you feel that your contour is a little bit messy or not perfect, because I'm about to go into baking 101 on how I perfect my contour and really set my base for my whole face. Ooh, we love a poet. We love a poet. If you guys have been watching my videos from the beginning, then you know that baking is a really crucial step for me, and I do it almost every single time I put on my makeup. However, a lot of people on Instagram have been voting in my polls and my story and saying, like, what are you doing to your face? What is that? Why is there so much powder? You look like a cake face. I'm just kidding. No one has said that. Do you hear my dog interrupting me? Rude, Kenny. Rude. Anywho, so for baking, you can really use any kind of powder. I've had this Kat Von D Locket powder for a really long time. It's like any kind of setting powder, baking powder, finishing powder, anything that says that will do, that you can get at Ulta, Sephora, Walmart, literally wherever. And it's really good for under eye baking, is good for setting your concealer and your foundation so you don't get those little creases underneath. You can also bake to help solidify your contour, because it kind of if you use like a lighter shade will like suck up the excess like color on your face that's kind of gotten a little messy. I don't know if that makes sense, but it really just helps put everything where it should be. And you just leave it on for a few minutes, let it solidify, and then brush it off, and your foundation looks oh so much better. So I'm gonna go right in with the beauty blender that I used earlier, which is still a little bit damp, and into the powder, and I'll show you where I bake and why. So I'm just going in to the top of the powder like this. Of course, my under eyes. I consider this the most important part um, of baking, because it just really helps so that you don't get creasy and everything stays where you put it. Then I like to do it on my chin, just because one, it also helps sop up oil, and my chin does get pretty oily. That's like the main area I get breakouts. Oop, I just lost a lot of powder. And also I do it around my smile lines right here, so that my foundation doesn't crease in there and create like a really big wrinkle. So and of course, going along the contour line, we're going to go right underneath the contour. And I'll just show you real quick. They're simple, just drag it in a line where you don't want the contour to be. And sometimes I'll take the excess that's on here and just pat it on my neck because I put foundation down my neck, which you should too. And of course a little bit on my forehead. I don't like too much on my forehead because I don't put that much makeup on my forehead anyway, so I just do it a little bit to get rid of the oil and make my forehead less shiny because it is large and shiny. And you're probably looking like, oh my god, you look insane, why is there so much powder on your face? Just trust the process, girl. It's good, I promise. I'm just gonna leave this for about 5 to 10 minutes and play on my phone. It's been a minute, I'm back, and I'm going in with my big, fluffy, fun bronzing brush. I just kind of dusted it off so there's nothing really on it. And we're just gonna lightly dust off all of the baking. And you can't really tell now because it's on video and I'm just using my laptop, so it's not that good of quality, but the contour is cleaned up on both sides. It's where I want it to be. The under eyes are nice and matte and not creasy. If I can get up close, you can kind of see, and it just feels really good. And at this point I'm going to do a first round of setting spray, and I'm using my NYX matte finish spray, of course, before I put on any highlighter or anything. And the trick for setting spray is to try not to move your face much while it's drying. So even talking now, I'm like talking very monotone because that can cause creasing as well. So just let it dry, and that's how you get that really nice, good base that's going to last all day. Time for one of the most challenging parts for me, but I think one of the most rewarding, and that is brows. As we can see in this photo, Margot's brows are a little more feathered in the top, so I'm going to use a lighter hand than I usually do. I'm kind of winging this. I'm not really sure how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to try to do it a little lighter, like in the front, than I usually do, and comb upwards. So let's just see what happens. For this step, I'm going to be using the Anastasia, whatever you call it, Brow Duo in Caramel. I love this stuff. It's my go-to, and of course, this brush, the spoolie to help blend, and the precise tip to fill in the color. So let's just get started. Okay, I'm not thrilled with my interpretation of her brows. I really tried to feather up the front and not do too much on the side, on the ends. So I might just not even include that in the tutorial because I spent so long doing it and I still think they look pretty poopy. Whatever. I'm not gonna let it deter me. I'm just gonna keep doing the rest and hopefully just maybe like put my hair over it kind of the way she has and just pretend that they're not there. They're not great. Okay, we know. Moving on to eyes, in Margot's makeup she keeps the eyes pretty neutral and mainly the color is underneath, so she kind of starts out with like a dusty gold in the inner corner and goes towards like a more bronze. And for the inner corner I'm going to be using All That Glitters by MAC and just a little stubby brush like this. I'm just going to get it in there. Transition, I'm going to be using Cohiba by Nomad. Same brush, just get it in there and start the transition. Darkest shade, I'm going to be using this one right here. It's called Spaced Out. This is just a little thing I got in my Ipsy bag from Pacifica. I've never heard of it, but I do like the shade, so going in and just doing the very outer corner. Now, as you see, I dragged it out a little bit on both sides to kind of create that cat effect. It's a little messy right now, but we're going to leave it until after mascara and then touch it up with a Q-tip. So for now, it's okay if it's a little messy. Next, I'm going to be using a shade from this, which I use as my mirror, but I'm going to be using this bright shade up here just to highlight the inner corners, because she doesn't have too much sparkle the way I like to do. It's just a nice pop of like a white color in there. To kind of smoke out the look a little bit more on the bottom, I'm going to be using this Beauty For Real 24/7 eyeliner in the shade Whiskey. I'm going to be lining my waterline, but only the outer side. I'm not dragging it all the way in. So let's just do that right now. You only want to bring it into about your pupil. In the picture, you can also tell that there's a little bit of this coppery shade that's our first one underneath on the lid, so I'm just going to go in with my finger like I usually do and put a little bit on the lid, not much, just kind of to continue the color. Not have any dramatic eyeliner on, but just to kind of amplify the lash line, I'm going to go in with any kind of pen that you feel comfortable with, liquid eyeliner pen, and just do the very like outer third, really close to the lash line, just to really darken up, especially for me because I have like light brown eyelashes. I think this step is pretty important. Alright, perfect, just like that, and we're stopping right about where the pupil is on both sides, and just quick little brush strokes will really get what you need. And if it feels imperfect, like I always say, just wait, do mascara, and then see if there's something you want to change, because getting all wrapped up in little tiny bumps is really not useful. Time for mascara, which you don't really need a full tutorial doing, but I'm going to curl and then go in with the Milk Makeup Kush Mascara, which I am a big fan of now, and then add a coat of Voluminous Lash Paradise just to get that big like va-va-voom, and then wait till it dries, curl again, and do a little milk on the bottom. Just a quick synopsis so I can kind of speed through this and show you guys how I'm going to finalize the look. All my mascara is done, but because this look was really heavy on the under eyeshadow, I'm going to go in with my NYX Brightening Powder, Finishing Powder, whatever it's called, Finishing Powder. It's in the color Banana, and a little fluffy brush, and just kind of pack this on, but also dust away anything that fell out. Now, it breaks my heart to say this, but I am not going to put on much highlight because Margot is not wearing that much highlight, which is fine, you know, it's fine, I'll be fine. She definitely has a little on the tip of her nose, which I never skip, but going in with my prized possession. Last but not least, it is time for lips, probably what really ties the whole look together, I think. I'm going to be using the 22 lip kit from Kylie, the liner and the liquid lipstick. Alright, well, this is my finished Margot Robbie recreation look. It's not perfect. I can't expect it to be perfect, but it was a lot harder than it looks, and I had a lot of fun creating this. So if you liked it, please like down below, subscribe, follow me on Insta, do what you have to do. Again, Tutorial Fridays. I'm going to try to be posting something every single Friday, and if you give me feedback on Instagram, I really take that into consideration because I don't know what I'm going to film next week. So please tell me something you want to see, and thank you so much for watching.